Right, RIU Atoll, Maldives, RIU Atoll. So this is 22nd of June 26. Stood on the atoll, RIU Atoll side, top of the island. There you can see the palace, the water bungalows for the palace. And there's the reception for both. Today is overcast, no rain like yesterday, and it's quite windy on the sort of western southwestern side of the island, but it's monsoon season, so that's what you're going to get. How I'm going to film this, which is just going to be a walkthrough, I've no idea. In 1, in 2, 3, multiple edits, who knows? I've no idea. So I think we'll just go for a walk and see what happens. So we'll walk down towards the Barrow Bar, which is where the evening entertainment and everything is. And then I think we'll walk straight down the beach on the outside of the island, the windy side at this time of year. And so you can just see what the place looks like. So a lot of this is going to be absolutely boring, and you probably want to skip through to any bits you actually want to look at. Now, the place is absolutely spotless everywhere. It's well kept and the staff work constantly 24/7 keeping stuff clean. It is paradise. Yes, it's the Maldives. The water's crystal clear. Right, let's go and have a look. I'm going to tilt the camera. The camera's probably going to bob all over the show, but let's see what happens. Morning. You okay? You good? One of the guys clearing the leaves around the back of the bar area. Now this place is lit up like crazy at night. It's plenty of outside seating, inside seating. They do have theme nights. I think, top of my head, it's the White Party, the Flower Party and the World Party. Now we were here in September and it was the same then, so whether or not they changed them, who knows. But there's plenty of outside seating. Being almost on the equator, temperature doesn't really change at night time at all. When it's windy it can get a little annoying, and obviously we are in monsoon season in June, and it can rain, and the staff run out, pick up the seats off the seating, drag them all inside and then wait while it stops and rinse and repeat. From like 7 o'clock there's a guy or sometimes 3 guys on there just playing some sort of gentle, easy listening kind of music. When they have a theme night they set up a bar here, but you can also go to the bar inside. If I got this right, on theme night it's serve yourself at the bar. Other nights they'll come round, take your drinks and whatnot. I will just walk inside even though it's closed. It doesn't open till 7.
Good morning.
Good morning. Main stage, they have the kids club usually first thing, and a quiz. There's the bar, plenty of seating, and as you walk down here you've got the spa in front of you. Not been in it, it is well used. You've got a ping pong table, that's because they do some table tennis stuff. Next to the Renova Spa, you've got a gym, again, which is always well used. You can see through there. It's got the usual gym equipment, all modern stuff, air conditioned, view straight onto the sea. Toilets. And we've got an attendant on there constantly. And then you come into the square, where you got the restaurants. And to the right here, the Scuba Carib Water Sports Centre, which we'll have a look at from the front, but it's well equipped. All party all inclusive, except for motorised stuff and boat trips. So you've got paddleboards, single, doubles, kayaks, scuba equipment that you can just get as part of your all-in, and pedalers on the front. And then it's the entrance to the sports bar with a bit of outside seating. I'll show that in another one because I've got some stuff from inside. And bang in front here is one of the two theme restaurants, which is Sofia. It's Italian. Let's see if we can get the menus in the window. People have said it's fantastic. I've not tried it, it's never been my thing. Oh, no, menus up here. Usual stuff. Those are the opening hours. This is the Donny restaurant. I'm not going to cover this now because I'll do that separately, but that's where your buffet is. Buffet is your standard fare. There's a million videos showing that, so I'm not even going to bother. Down towards the beach. I'm sure you can hear the wind on the video. It's quite nice, though. It's not as strong as what it has been. I'm doing paddleboard yoga, jet skis. There's the front of the gym. The spa with the tables outside. So just up there is where we've just been. That's the sort of top of the island, the headland where it just started. This water crystal clear. A bit choppy today, but not the worst we've had. I think it's going to be overcast all day. Yesterday was rain. Now, out of the 12 nights we've got here, the first 9 of them were fabulous weather. Yesterday was a bit of a washout, and a lot of people just seemed to spend time in either the sports bar or the sunshine bar next to the pool. Simply because there was nothing else to do when you're on a small atoll, and it's absolutely persisting it down. It's about half the course. Alright, I'm going to shut up now and we'll have just a bit of a walk down the beach towards the villas. Yoga if you fancy it. The RIU's swing in the sea. Now it's low tide till about 1 o'clock and it starts coming in, and then it can just go over the top of the swings. They've got the chess pieces, the guys just putting them out on the outdoor chessboard. There's a bulls area, tightrope above that. Now, I've not seen the bottom part of that on this time, although it was there last time, just as a balance thing. And that's the frontage of the restaurant. And then you've got the sunshine bar, the pool bar, which does have the pool side. Again, there's a lot of people sunbathing around there, so I'm not going to go and stick the camera into it. Water doesn't look as clear when the sun's not blazing, but it is. You can see how rough the sea looks out on the edge of the atoll. Breakers. And then you've got a volleyball area, which is always used about 5 o'clock. And then the villas. Now each of those villas contains 12 rooms. First floor and ground floor. We've got the ground floor ones, the direct beach access ones. We did the same last year. They're a few quid more expensive. I think it was about 100 quid extra. Definitely worth it. Particularly as you walk straight out, straight onto the beautiful sand and directly into the sea. Now the water villas I've not been in. There's plenty of videos again about the water videos here. Speaking to people last time, the sort of consensus was they're not worth it. For about, I think it was around an extra £1,000 in total, not per person. In all the time I've spent here, the last 10 days, and the previous time I was here for another 10 or 11 days, I've never seen anybody using them to access the water. Don't know why, because the water around there is great. Because you can take yourself off and swim anywhere. Just because you're in one of the beach villa types or beach villa locations doesn't mean you can't move to the other side of the island. We chose exactly the same room as the time before, simply because if you're coming in monsoon season, you want to be on the leeward side of the island for the wind. And even though it's relatively windy on this side at the minute, and we'll see when we get round there, the leeward side of the island is a lot more like a mill pond. It's not as choppy as this, and there's almost no breeze, which in blaring sunshine is not great. But when it's slightly overcast and not got the same intensity of heat, it's quite nice. Let's have a walk up the villas. There's a school of fish. Now, obviously, if you've got kids, there's no barriers on any of these. You might want to bear that in mind on your booking. It will usually tell you small things like that, but it is a consideration. Similarly with the bridge up to the reception. You see, I've been proved wrong. first time I've seen somebody doing it, snorkeling off their balcony. This little building here on the left houses ice machine. And there you might be able to make out in the distance there's people snorkeling around in the deeper part of the house reef. But we'll walk down there. When we were here last year, we did manage to see the rays and turtles under here. I haven't seen the rays around here while I've been this time. I've seen them on our side, if you like, of the island. And there are some shorts that I threw up showing the school of rays. I don't know, 6 or 8 of them, eagle rays. They are fascinating to watch, but obviously they do have a stinger, and whilst, as I understand anyway, they're very passive and not aggressive. You knock into one, get its reflexes activated, if you like. The potential is there for stinging. As with the stingrays, which I've only ever seen singularly, potentially they do bury themselves in shallow water and you can step on them, so always have a shuffle around in the water and wear water shoes, because whilst the sand is generally soft, closer to the shore it's very corally as you walk in, and water shoes are a must as far as I'm concerned anyway. And there go the jet skiers from the Scuba Carib. Right, we'll have a walk back down. See the numbers there, those are 327 to 331. So the odd numbers are on, let me get this right, the sunset side. And nope, got that wrong. The even numbers are on the sunset side. Sunrise is the odds. Yeah, that's right. So at the minute with all the... Morning, you alright?
Thank you.
Good. With all the hoo-ha in the Middle East, I was expecting occupancy to be quite low and found the opposite. There's a lot of, probably majority Russian guests. There are quite a number of Italian guests, both Japanese, Chinese and Korean as well. A spattering of English, British. But I would say probably only about 15 to 20%. We did see a bit of bother the other day with some Russian guests and some Italian guests who weren't very happy with each other, let's say. But they've got 24-hour security, and the security was straight there, and you know, separated people and sorted out. I think that was a massive school. I don't know if you can make that out. And 3 black-tip reef sharks. 1, 2, 3. We found the black tips very hard to get to and film, simply because they're very twitchy and leggy at the first sign of you getting anywhere near them. But they are awesome to watch when you can get close enough. There's the other 2. That middle one's there is probably about maybe 2 foot, a bit longer with the end of its tail. Great to watch. Oh, there's a 4th one, and there is a large, I'm not sure if that's a blue trevally. I hope you can actually see them on this video. Oh, there's another large blues. Sharks Beach. And there he is on the other side, one of them. No, it's really easy to see them, the black tips, they're everywhere. Now this path, the one from the water bungalows, takes you to the central path that runs down between all the villas, both this side and the other side. But we'll go down the beach and make his way back up. There's one of the sharks as we just come down off the boat. I've not got my swimming shorts on, so I'm not going any further than a small paddle. Once I've done this, I'm going in over there. Water is absolutely lovely. Apparently at the minute it's about 29.2 degrees. Almost backlight. However, when you're in the breeze, you get out of the water, you can feel a bit of coolness on your body, but get over it. Get your shoulders under, you're fine. And again, all down here, there's the villas with the 12 rooms, first and ground floor. Some have permanently fixed umbrellas, some don't. And further down at the bottom of the island, you'll see when we get down there, there's a couple of barley beds, a couple of hammocks, if you're so inclined to do that. The sea generally is absolutely teeming with fish. There's another shark, and I'm not sure what the other one was. Although this area in between the villas and the reef I've found to be the quietest, along with the bit in front of where the pool sits, from a marine life point of view. You'll see some people obviously with life vests on. If you use any, and I mean any of the equipment, be it the pedals, kayaks, paddle boards, whatever, from the scuba Carib from the water sports centre, you will have to wear that. Not a bad thing. When you go out into the deeper water, it's so much easier snorkeling with a proper life vest on. I think there's a guy or a girl the other side of the deeper part. I don't know if you can make out the delineation between the drop off and the edge. So with the Middle East situation, how did we get here? Well, we booked with TUI to come via the Middle East initially with Etihad. Now TUI cancelled all trips wherever you were going. If you were transiting through the Middle East, it just got cancelled, and so we pushed it forward from end of April into May, cancelled again, pushed it forward to the middle of May, cancelled again. So with the 3 cancellations, we decided we wanted to come anyway. And so we got our money back, applied for the refund. It was back in the account within 3 days, and I booked it through Etihad Holidays, which is actually just operated by Capital Holidays, I think, in the UK. Even though we went with Etihad Holidays, we flew with Qatar via Doha. Didn't expect the flights to be full, but both were absolutely chocker. I don't know if you can make out in the middle of the deeper part of the reef, there's probably about 8 or 9 people with life vests on. That'll be one of the tours with the on-site marine biologist, which I should have been doing this morning, but because we're going home tomorrow, I've got a lot of other things to do and chose not to, and I'll take myself out later. But I did it in September. Definitely worth it. You can buy it, or once a week the marine biologist gives a talk in the Bodobero in the evening thing, and it's followed by a quiz, a Kahoot quiz, which is done on your phone, so no chance for Googling, and you can just win. If it's first place, you get 2 places, second and third get a single place. I come second, obviously, yesterday. Now whether or not I'll be able to do it in the morning before we leave depends on my transfer times, which we don't know yet. Now getting to the atoll and the palace is a different kettle of fish as well. Once you get down from Doha into Malé, if you don't choose to pay the extra for the seaplane, you get a domestic flight with Manta Air, which we did last time, and the problem is you can end up with quite a lengthy wait because they are chartered flights. Last time I think we got about 3.5 hours, and then they used a lounge on the first floor where you could sit, they'd feed you. This time again we got about 3.25 hours, but they don't use the lounge anymore. So we were just literally sat in a sweltering terminal. There are a couple of fast food type restaurants. There's a KFC, I think, and some version of a Pizza Hut. It's very expensive though, and it's a dry airport, so for those people that like a drink, you're going to be sorely disappointed if that's what you're looking for. What else can you really say about this place? It's not a budget hotel by any means. It's 4-star. It's a RIU. Now the palace the other side is 5-star. I'll come to the palace in a minute. See the guys and girls out there now with the marine biologist. You see a few fish darting around. So yeah, it's 4-star. Would I say, having been here for the second time, it is 4-star? Yes. The buffet food is massively plentiful. There's the usual, if you've travelled anywhere in the Far East, you get interesting breakfasts. You get the slightly spicy hot dog type sausage. If you're after that, you get curries, noodles, eggs any way you like them. It's much tea, coffee and whatever you can drink. Oh, there comes a decent sized something. Let's see if we can stick it under water and have a look at it. I don't know if that'll catch it. We're clouding over a little again now, so the water's not going to look as clear. And that's probably not the sound off. I'll give the camera a shake. So now we've made it down to the bottom of the island. Now there is a sandbank or two over there. Which, there's a crab. I found the bigger types of fish to be around where you can see those two people snorkeling there. There's some really good sized parrotfish, and very colourful. The reef itself is very badly bleached, like a lot of places around the Indian Ocean and worldwide. I'm not going to go into the reasons for that. And there's the barley beds. Hammock, one of them, the other one's through there. And over there in the distance is Kuba yeah, that one. That's where your domestic flight lands, your manta air. On a prop plane, an ATR 72-600 if you're really geeky about these things. And then we come round to the other side. That's the real Maldives sign. And then onto what is our side, if you like, of the island. Now there are break walls, you'll probably not be able to make them out on this, that delineate roughly where you can see the crystal clear water and then the outer, deeper parts of the atoll, Indian Ocean. But we'll walk back up the middle, up the pass, show you what it's like on the inside. In fact, we'll walk up to the first set of villas, and then, because down each villa there's a little access path, so you can get without having to walk all the way from one end to the other to get to the beach. It's looking a bit grim out there, but the sun's shining. And it's definitely roasted, toasted hot. You can probably see the difference now we're on the other side of the island, and maybe hear it. The wind has gone. There's not even a breeze because I can feel myself sweating now. I understand from speaking with the local lads that the island you can see hanging in front there is actually uninhabited, and the staff do sometimes take themselves over. The staff here speak really highly of RIU as an employer. Now, I spend a lot of time talking with the staff. You've got a real mix of nationalities. I mean, the upper management seems to be Spanish, real Spanish brand, not really surprising. The guys and girls work in the the place daily. Or a mix, and as I understand it from speaking to them, have to be at least 50% Maldivian. The other nationalities of the staff, there's Indonesian, Filipino, there's a lot of Sri Lankan, Indian, Nepali, Sanjay, if ever you get round to watching this, as he likes to point out a lot, and he's single, which he also points out a lot. Sanjay does, amongst others, but Sanjay does the bingo, which is the highlight of everybody's day at 3:15 in the afternoon in the pool bar. So if you fancy sticking a cocktail stick through a paper bingo card to win anything from an inflatable cushion to an empty amenity type bag, and cock on and do it. We was in the Dominican, in the RIU there, Bamboo, a couple of weeks ago. Did actually manage to win. However, 2 visits here, 1 stuff all. But it passes half an hour and